The King of Pop changed the world forever, and you need to hit that follow button right now to join the greatest legacy in music history. It was 2001 when MJ released his final studio masterpiece, Invincible, an album that cost $30 million to create and redefine technical artistry in the digital age. But beneath the surface of the music lay a massive corporate battle with his label that few truly understood. MJ was a genius who knew his worth and fought for the ownership of his masters, standing tall against the industry giants. Did he sacrifice his commercial success to protect his creative freedom and future legacy? Think about the tracks like Butterflies or You Rock My World. Which song from that final era do you think showcased his vocal maturity the best? Do you believe MJ is the greatest entertainer of all time? He was a man who lived under a microscope, yet remained the most charitable artist in history, giving hundreds of millions to those in need. Every note he hit was for the fans. Comment your favorite memory below, follow for more untold history, and share this to keep the magic alive.
Did you know one man walked onto a Michael Jackson stage uninvited and the entire country cheered him for it? It was February 1996, the Brit Awards. Michael Jackson was performing Earth Song, descending from the rafters like a messiah, surrounded by children, wind machines, blowing, the whole thing. It was massive. It was intense. A lot of people in that room felt deeply uncomfortable. And then Jarvis Cocker, the lead singer of Pulp, just walked out onto the stage and started wiggling his backside at Jackson from behind. No plan, no announcement, just a skinny British guy in glasses silently saying, "This is ridiculous," on behalf of an entire nation. Jackson's team wanted him arrested. Jarvis was taken backstage by security, but the crowd had already lost it. He became a hero overnight because sometimes one unscripted, slightly ridiculous act of protest says what everyone else was too polite to say out loud. And this was 1996, years before anything else came to light. Would you have done what Jarvis did? Like and follow for more moments like this.
Did you know there was one moment in 1993 when Michael Jackson almost told the whole truth? Oprah sat across from him in his own home. The cameras were rolling. 200 million people were watching. And for a few seconds, something broke open. She asked about his father, about the beatings, about the fear. Michael's voice got quiet. His eyes went somewhere else. He started to speak, and then you could almost see it happen in real time. A door swinging open, then slowly, carefully, closing again. He smiled. He redirected. He said just enough to sound honest without saying the thing that would have shattered him completely. That pause, that small retreat, that was the whole story. Because Michael had spent his entire life learning one lesson above everything else. Vulnerability was dangerous. Openness got you hurt. The safest version of yourself was the one the world had already decided you were. So he stood at the edge of the truth that night. And he chose to survive instead.
Did you know Michael Jackson studied Charlie Chaplin like a textbook? While other kids watched cartoons, 8-year-old Michael sat mesmerized by silent films in his bedroom. He would rewind the same Chaplin scenes over and over, frame by frame, step by step. Michael didn't just watch, he absorbed. The way Chaplin moved without sound, the way he told entire stories with just his body, the way he made people feel everything while saying nothing. This wasn't casual admiration. This was obsession. Michael filled notebooks with observations about Chaplin's gestures. He practiced the walk. He studied the facial expressions. He memorized every subtle hand movement. But here's what nobody understood. Michael wasn't just learning dance moves. He was learning how to survive. Like Chaplin, Michael lived in a world where words could hurt him, where silence was safer than speaking, where his body became his voice. The moonwalk wasn't just a dance. It was Michael floating away from a world that demanded too much, just like Charlie taught him, without saying a word.
Did you know Sheryl Crow spent 2 years standing just feet away from Michael Jackson every single night? And what she saw backstage changed everything she thought she knew about fame. It was 1987. Crow was a young, unknown musician when she landed a spot as a backup singer on the Bad World Tour. Over 400 shows, 14 countries, millions of screaming fans. But behind the curtain, she described someone completely different from the King of Pop the world was worshiping. Jackson would go from commanding an entire stadium to sitting completely alone in silence within minutes. She watched him pour everything he had into a performance, then retreat like he had nothing left to give to the real world. She said he was magnetic and broken at the same time. A genius who seemed genuinely lost without the stage beneath his feet. And that is the part history tends to skip. The man behind the magic was just as complicated as the magic itself. Did Michael Jackson's real story surprise you? Drop your thoughts below and follow for more.
Did you know Paul McCartney once gave Michael Jackson the advice that would destroy their friendship forever? It was 1982. The two superstars were working together on Say, Say, Say. During late-night recording sessions and quiet dinners, Paul became Michael's mentor. He taught him about the music business, about contracts, about power. Then Paul shared his most valuable secret. The real money isn't in recording songs, Michael. It's in owning the rights to them. Michael listened carefully. He always did. 2 years later, Paul decided to buy back the Beatles catalog, the same songs he had written with John Lennon, songs that made him famous. But when the bidding started, Michael outbid him. $47.5 million. Paul called him, confused, hurt. "Michael, we're friends. Why would you do this to me?" Michael's response was ice cold. "It's just business, Paul. Nothing personal." The gentle, soft-spoken king of pop had just pulled off the most ruthless move in music history against the man who taught him how to do it.